we are getting ready to start our 2022 Black History Month celebration. I am Christopher Brockington, the Black Student Union President, and I will be your Master of Ceremony for this evening. At this time, I would like to ask Ms. Diamond Van, our BSU Vice President, if she will come to the podium and do our libations.
An African proverb tells us that people who lack the knowledge of their past are like a tree without roots. So in the spirit of remembrance, we pour this libation. We pour to honor the past so that we may learn from it. We pour to honor the importance of family and friends. We raise our cup to God to show our reverence for the original source of our lives. We use cool water as a symbol of the continuity of life to purify and to nourish our souls. We pour to celebrate the memory of the departed. Place your minds with those who could not be here today. Family, friends, and ancestors who have passed on or ill or simply could not find their way here. Place your thoughts with this person or persons, and if you feel so moved, say their name aloud. Please say Ashe after the name. We cast our libation to the north, to the south, to the east, and to the west. We wish everyone to leave today more blessed than when they arrived. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to ask Brother Anthony Nix, our BSU Treasurer, if he will come welcome.
Good evening, everyone. We are here to celebrate Black History Month by honoring individuals of the past and present who have made contributions and sacrifices that impact us all. African Americans have contributed immensely in making this country great. Although many African Americans initially arrived in chains in this country and passed on in chains, there were many leaders who paved the way towards freedom. African Americans have influenced the course of American history, some through inventions and discoveries, some through speaking and writing, and some through music, art, education, and athletics. We hope that our program tonight will be inspirational and will enlighten everyone on the contribution of the past that have shaped our world into what it is today. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Nix, for that warm welcome. Now, just if you not feel a little bit welcome, if I was at my home church, I would say kick your shoes off, sit back, relax, and enjoy the program, and I hope that you are welcome, welcome, welcome. At this time, I would like to acknowledge all of our dignitaries. If you are here, please stand as I call your name. Ms. Karen Kuntz-Edwards from the Tobacco Prevention Specialist, Jackson County Health Department. Mr. Shireen Baptiste, Marketing Coordinator from Jones Edmonds. The Honorable Larry Bassford, State Attorney. And Mr. Marvin L. Couch from the Buffalo Soldiers. At this time, we will ask Ms. Amelia Bowers to come for our occasion.
The following U.S. Civil War remnants of African American men, known as Buffalo Soldiers, served on the western frontier, battling Indians and protecting settlers. The Buffalo Soldiers included two remnants of all-black cavalry, the 9th and the 10th Cavalries, formed after Congress legislation passed in 1866 that allowed African Americans to enlist in the country's regular peacetime war. Now please rise for the presentation of the colors and the pledge by the Buffalo Soldiers, Mr. Leon Kelly, Mr. Marvin Couch, and Mr. Aaron Granberry. Please remain standing for the Black National Anthem and Invocation. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. God of creation, we bow before you full of wonder, praise, and adoration. We pause today to remember our brave ancestors who fought and died to transform the world for us and for generations to come. For in those days when hope appeared to be dead, you were with us. You ushered in hope and transformed darkness into light. We especially ask your blessings upon all of the families who are here and those who are not present. Now we ask you to bless the food we're now about to receive, for the nourishment of our bodies. For all these blessings we are eternally grateful and ask them in your name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. At this time, we would like our guests to go fix your plate. Go. All right. Now for a musical solo by me. I'm going to ask everyone if they can please join in as I say this. We have come this far by faith. Lean on the Lord. We are trusting in His holy word. Oh, He never fails. He never failed me yet. That's why we're singing, oh, can't turn around. We come this far by faith. We have come this far by faith. Oh, every day leaning on the Lord. We are trusting in His holy word. Oh, He never fails. He never failed. Oh, yeah. That's why we're singing, oh, can't turn around. We come this far by faith. I will trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord until I die. I will trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord until I die. I'm gonna treat everybody right. I'm gonna treat everybody right. I'm gonna treat everybody right until I die. I'm gonna treat everybody right. I'm gonna treat everybody right. I'm gonna treat everybody right until I die. At this time, we will ask our Secretary for the Black Student Union, Ms. Mercedes Jackson, if she will come and introduce our speaker.
William L. Bill McCrae is a native of Delray Beach, Florida, where university changed and frustration, he was assigned the position of coordinator for admissions and recruitment. Prior to assuming these positions, he was appointed as an admission counselor at Florida University. Mr. McCray is also an honorable discharge veteran of the United States Army. Our speaker is involved in numerous professional and civic organizations and is a member of Bethel AME Church. William McCray is an elder emeritus and co-founder of the state's largest Black student organization,
the Florida African American Student Association, Incorporated, FAASA, and FAASA named its scholarship program in Elder McCray's honor, and the first recipients were recognized during the 16th Annual State Convention in 1991. Hosted by the Black Student Union at the University of Florida in Gainesville. Florida is the only state in the nation and was associate of his magnitude. Elder McCray is a recipient of the numerous honors and awards and highly sought after motivational speaker. In 2001, he was recognized his hometown, Delray Beach, Florida, as a history maker at the 6th Annual African American Diaspora Award Banquet. Elder Bill McCray retired December 31st, 2008. After 31 years of distinguished and dedication service to his beloved alma mater, he is married to Vernell Nelson of Live Oak, Florida. He is the proud father of 4 children, Cornell, Darnell, April, and Conrad. The Chipola Black Student Union is honored to have and proud to present Elder Emeritus William L. Bill McCray. Thank you.
Isn't it strange that princes and kings and clowns that caper in sawdust rings and common people like you and like me are builders for eternity? Each is given a bag of tools, a shapeless mass, and a set of rules. And each must make ere life is flown a stumbling block or a stepping stone. My wife, Vernell, and I, as always, bring you greetings from Florida's capital city, from the highest of Tallahassee's 7 famous hills and the 14 colleges and schools that make up the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, where just yesterday we celebrated FAMU Day at the Capitol, the orange and the green. That very special place, born by legislation, nurtured by scholarship, and sustained by faith, where rattlers near and far very proudly proclaim, I'm so glad I'm from FAMU, and especially here with our local alumni chapter in metropolitan Marianna, Florida, Ashe. Well, more than 134 years later, we are legendary, historic, incredible, incomparable, invincible, often imitated but never duplicated. Greetings from FAMU. It's your world in 90 seconds. In times like these, I'm reminded of one of the hit recordings by the late, great Marvin Gaye, entitled, What's Going On? The Russian invasion of Ukraine. What's going on? Shortly before the 50th anniversary celebration of the 1965 Voting Rights Act, the Supreme Court turned its back on 50 years of struggle and effort by invalidating Section 5, the heart of the Voting Rights Act. Fast forward, we're here. Between January and September 2021, 19 states passed 33 laws that make it harder for Americans to vote. But there's light at the end of the tunnel, because early this morning, President Biden announced his black female nominee to the Supreme Court, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, a Harvard Law School graduate, to replace her former boss, retiring Justice Stephen Breyer. But what's going on? Threats against America's historically black colleges and universities. 2 of the 4 in Florida, Edward Waters University in Jacksonville, and Bethune-Cookman University in Daytona Beach. Immediately, the Jacksonville faith community called a press conference in Jacksonville, and the pastors stood strong and stood firm and ended by singing, not as good as you, Mr. President, but ended up by singing, "Ain't Gonna Let Nobody Turn Us Around." And you also will remember that in 1999, Mr. Lombardi placed the pipe bomb in the restroom at Florida A&M University. And the Final Four, Florida Memorial University in Miami. Ashe, what's going on? Our former Miss USA, Chelsea Christ, jumped to her death at age 30. An attorney, worked on the news show, had it going on, but yet what's going on? Congratulations, sir. Congratulations to you. And that's why perhaps the Association for the Study of African American Life and History decided for the national theme this year, Black Health and Wellness. Black Health and Wellness. And let me say it this way, it's okay not to be okay. Help me, somebody. I can start now, Mr. President. But let me start this way, because you need to know how significant the Chipola College Black Student Union is in our statewide Florida African American Student Association Incorporated. So, time out. Let me pause, recognize the president, the officers, the members of the Chipola College Black Student Union. Please join me in giving these young people a well-deserved round of applause. But it doesn't stop there. Not only that, stand up, Mr. Brockington. Mr. Brockington is not only the president of the local BSU, he is the Region 1 director for the statewide Florida African American Student Association Incorporated, and doing an exemplary job on behalf of Chipola College. And that association, as you may know, started way back yonder in 1976 in Tampa, Florida, and a name familiar to everybody in this room. Our former 3-term president was none other than the first black appointed a judge on the west side of the Apalachicola River, and now happens to be the chief judge of the 14th Judicial Circuit that encompasses Jackson County. Ashe. none other than Chief Judge Elijah Smiley, 3-term president of the African American Student Association Incorporated. Now, but it doesn't stop there. It takes somebody committed. It takes somebody dedicated. It takes somebody who will be there through the thick and through the thin. Chipola is richly blessed to have Dr. Willie Spires leading the way. And I can tell you that the PhD he doesn't wear on his shoulder. He jumps right in. He drives that nice Chipola van. Can I seen it one time now? Okay, good. Okay. And Miss Linda Morales, always on duty, always making sure that everything is decent and in order. Ashe. So join me again for these young people. They do a tremendous job. And in fact, they are one of the 2 model black student unions in the state of Florida. Chipola College Black Student Union and the African American Student Association at Pensacola State College under the leadership of Dr. Tony Anderson Steele. These are the premier organizations in the state of Florida at this time. So give them another well-deserved round of applause. My 90 seconds up. Get started, Elder McCrae. Black History Month. That time we pay tribute to the noted and unsung black men and women who helped shape American history. We focus on the triumphs and the tragedies. We highlight the struggles and successes. We commemorate those who dared to be different and dared to make a difference. We salute and say thank you to those who may have stumbled but refused to fall, who may have bent but refused to break, who may have tired but refused to quit. But not only this month and last month, next month, every month we must be mindful of our great heritage, the greater responsibility to reach out and touch someone, and the greatest opportunity now residing in your care. Black history is simply that something always there to remind us that oppression can be lifted, that discrimination can be eliminated, that disability can be overcome, and that poverty need not be binding. Always something there to remind us that yes, 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 it's up to us, not others, to decipher, deduce, decide, communicate, concentrate, and control our own destiny. Say that again, Elder McCrae, I don't mind. In 2022, be clear, it's still up to us, not others, to decipher, deduce, decide, communicate, concentrate, and control our own destiny. Chipola College can be very proud of this graduate, Morris Young, the first black sheriff in Gadsden County and the second black sheriff in the state of Florida, following Nathaniel Glover of Jacksonville. He is the longest serving black sheriff now in the state of Florida and is a Chipola graduate in the Institute of Police, Technology, and Management. Amen. He is one of 4 current sheriffs in the state. Certainly Leon County's Walt McNeil, Gregory Tony in Broward County, a Rattler, and Clovis Watson Jr. in Alachua County. So you can see that Chipola's name is out there. always something there to remind us. We just saw the end of the Winter Olympics, where Aaron Jackson from Ocala became the first black to win gold at the Winter Olympics. Then, just this morning, they announced and had her own, the all-time winningest not gold, but she won more medals than any other black athlete in the Winter Olympics, Elena Myers Taylor. She's from Georgia, and her event is bobsledding with her bad self. But breaking news, 2 days ago, Byron Allen, the historic owner of the Weather Channel, will submit a bid to purchase the NFL Denver Broncos. In spite of the lawsuit pending now from Brian Flores, who is now employed with the Pittsburgh Steelers by one of only 2 black coaches in the NFL. And the commissioner said it right, that is unacceptable. Only Tomlin and Lovie Smith, you know that they are the 2 black coaches now, but you might remember a guy by the name of Coach Tony Dungy, who he and Coach Smith, Dungy with the Indianapolis Coach Smith at that time, the Chicago Bears, were the first 2 black coaches to appear together in the Super Bowl, with Tony Dungy winning the first, and then with Mike Tomlin winning at Pittsburgh. At that time was the youngest coach up until the recent Super Bowl. Lovie Smith has made history in the NFL. He is the only black coach to coach 3 different teams in the NFL. But as you know, in 2022, education is still the corridor whereby black America moves from rejection, deprivation, and isolation to acceptance, economic efficiency, and inclusion. There's simply no substitute for a good education. It's like a slowpoke sucker. It lasts a long, long time. It's like Hallmark cards when you care enough to send your very best. It's like Coca-Cola. Doesn't matter the old Coke or the new Coke. It's the real thing. And it's like American Express. Don't you dare leave home, help me somebody, without it. In Jackson County, the 3rd county established in Florida. You knew that already in 1882. More specifically, this county, this college rather, is also the 3rd junior college to be established in the state of Florida. There are now 28, 26 state colleges and 2 community colleges. But there was something special here in Marianna. Marianna is also the home to one of the magnificent 12 black junior colleges in the state of Florida, Jackson Junior College, headed by President William H. Harley Sr., the Ashe, Jackson County very own, and the most comprehensive book written about them was by none other than the late Dr. Walter L. Smith, the 7th president of Florida A&M University. It's entitled The Magnificent 12, Florida's Black Junior Colleges, and they are now recognized on the Wall of Distinction in Tallahassee, Florida, listing all of them and the presidents of each of them. So Mr. Harley's name is on the wall, I say, in the state capitol. Well deserved, well deserved. Fast forward one more time. One of Dr. Martin Luther King's most famous quotes is this: "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice." In Louisiana, Vincent Simmons was released after serving 44 years in prison for an alleged attempted rape. But the significance of that is that he could have been released sooner, but with the stipulation that he would be dubbed a sexual offender. And he rejected that. And he waited until that Monday when the judge said, after the prosecutor refused to go forth, "You are a free man." Ashe. What that says to us and what that says to everybody in America is simply that character counts. Character counts. You need to keep your record clean because character counts. Ashe. What's going on? Well, Black history reminds us that it doesn't matter where you're from, it only matters where you're going. Doesn't matter where you start, it only matters that you finish. I just referenced Dr. Martin Luther King. Let me introduce to you the Reverend Dr. Raphael Warnock. He's a Morehouse graduate, went on to earn his PhD, and 15 years ago was called to occupy the same pulpit at Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. stirred our nation's conscience. Doesn't matter where you're from, just matters where you're going. This doctor from the housing project in Savannah, Georgia, now a United States Senator. Doesn't matter where you're from, just matters where you're going. From the low-income housing in Panama City, and then you can become the president of ABC News. Hello, Kim Godwin. Yes, you're right, from FAMU. Or you can come from slavery in Mariana and become the first Black lawyer in Jackson County, the late Armstrong Purdue. Ashe. But let me go back to the Reverend Dr. Warnock for just a minute. And you've heard this phrase many, many times over. But his mother grew up picking cotton and tobacco in Waycross, Georgia. And then she got to pick her youngest son to become a United States Senator. His father would always wake him up at 6 o'clock in the morning. That's the same time I get up. He's all right. But his dad would always tell him, "Son, put your shoes on. Get ready. There's something out there for you to do." And as I go to my seat, I want to share that with you. Put your shoes on. Get ready. And let us march on until victory is won. Put on your shoes, get ready, for stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died. Yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. Put your shoes on, get ready. The best is yet to come. In 2022 and beyond, my brothers and my sisters, count on blessings instead of crosses, gains instead of losses, joys instead of woes, friends instead of foes, smiles instead of tears, courage instead of fears, health instead of wealth, and surely, 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 God instead of self. Put your shoes on, get ready. The best is yet to come. What's going on? Put your shoes on and get ready. For life without purpose is barren indeed. There can't be a harvest unless you plant seed. Can't be attainment unless there's a goal. And man or woman's but a robot unless there's a soul. If you're sending no ships out, no ships will come in. And unless there's a contest, nobody can win. For games can't be won unless they are played. And surely, 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 prayers can't be answered unless they are prayed. Put your shoes on, get ready.
Thank you, Elder McCray, for that very powerful and very inspirational message. Put your shoes on and get ready. At this time, if Elder McCray would join me again, we have a special presentation we would like to give to you. From the Chipola College Black Student Union, presented to Elder William McCray, in appreciation for your willingness to serve as our speaker for our 2022 Black History Program on February the 25th, 2022. Thank you very much.
Very much. Appreciate it.
All right, at this time, we would like to call Ms. Janiyah Jones as she announces our Black History Month essay contest winners.
Greetings. Protocol has already been established, and my task today is to announce the 2022 Black History Month essay winners. First, all the student participants will receive a certificate of participation. Thank you all for taking out the time to write our essay theme. Discuss the effects of education upon modifying long-standing stereotypical beliefs and behaviors towards minority groups. We ask that you please hold your applause until all the entries have been named. First, Bluntstown High School, Soren Eastwood, Color of My Skin. Chipley High School, Kennedy Council, The Effects of Education Upon Modifying Long-Standing Stereotypical Beliefs and Behaviors Towards Minority Groups. Graceville High School, Christian Graham, Education and Behaviors. Lauren Jackson, Eliminating Long-Standing Stereotypes. Anaya Lewis, Education in Black Community. Tanisha Lockhart, how can education help eliminate longstanding stereotypical behaviors, beliefs towards minority groups? Rebecca Mays, a brush swirls in a can. Esher Pope, education isn't as deep as it should be nowadays. Sneeze High School, Tierra Hall, one belief, 1 million soldiers. Scholars. If you guys are here, could y'all please come up to the front?
Mr. Gibson from Graceville High School.
The winners of the 2022 Black History Month Essay Contest winners are, in third place, Eliminating Long-Standing Stereotypes by Lauren Jackson from Graceville High School. In second place, Education Isn't as Deep as It Should Be Nowadays by Esher Pope, Graceville High School. In first place, Education in Black Community by Anaya Lewis, Graceville High School.
Stay right there, Mr. Gibson, if you don't mind. Let me announce that one. The last award that we have is one that the judges thought was so special they needed to name the award for this student. The student is from Bluntstown High School, Soren Eastwood, for The Color of My Skin. It's an original poem. It's unfortunate he or she is not here. It would have been a treat for you all to listen to the poem. We have now come up with the Soren Eastwood, the Extra Mile Award, and the student will receive a trophy. Okay. In the future, the Black Student Union has always worked on academic excellence, and Dr. Spires, with his guidance, he's always been one to share academics as being priority. And we thank Dr. Spires for guiding us and, bringing up the essay contest last year when there was a pandemic. And so it's gradually grown. So now we're going to have a poetry edition next year to that. So thank you, Mr. Gibson. We appreciate you. Thank you all.
At this time, I'd like to ask everyone to please stand as the Buffalo Soldiers for the return of the colors. You may be seated. At this time, we have a special presentation. We have a special presentation to Ms. Martha Spires. All right, at this time, I would like to say thank you to all who came out and helped us make this event a great success. Thank you once again. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you, Elder McCray, once again for that great message. What's going on? Thank you, Dr. Spires. Thank the entire Spires family. Thank all of our dignitaries who came out. Most importantly, thank my executive board. And most importantly, I have truly enjoyed being your master of ceremony. And I look also for trio also, BSU and trio members as well. And for our trio advisor who is here with us, Ms. Christy Mosley. And before I go any further, I would like to, before I go any further, I would like to thank you to everybody.
I have to jump in here because this young man here has been with me since January. We have been planning this event, and I'm going to thank him because he's been very consistent. So y'all please give him a big hand.
So as I close, I just want to say thank y'all again for coming and see y'all next year. DJ, take us home.